Okay. It'll be okay. It'll be all right. Here's another microphone. I don't know if we're doing mics, but we're just.
We can share.
Okay. Okay.
What joke?
Don't pull them too hard. Don't you didn't hear the guy?
I think you have extra slack. It's just tangled.
It's all tangled up, and all right. If you deal with that, I will start my thing. Okay. All right. Woo. Hi everyone. I'm Keven Savetz. This is going to be weird and fun. All right. So, Whiz Kids was a television show. It was on for one season, only 18 episodes in 1983 and 1984. It was on CBS. And it was created by a man named Philip DeGuerre Jr. He also created Simon and Simon and Black Sheep Squadron and Jag and a bunch of other crappy TV shows. Whiz Kids is actually a spin-off of Simon and Simon. This character, one of the characters first appeared in Simon and Simon, and I like the idea. So it starred Matthew Labratreau, who you may know as Albert on Little House on the Prairie. And so this is what you would have seen in the TV listing. Programmed for Murder premiere. We're going to be doing a live reading of the pilot episode. What do you get when you mix the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, and War Games? The answer is Whiz Kids, 3 high school boys and a girl who use Ralph, a sophisticated talking computer, to delve into the murderous workings of a conglomerate bent on attaining an estate needed for a huge land development project. The kids are super smart, super sleuths, but their appeal is definitely limited to a younger audience. Yeah. Matthew Labratreau appeared, I want to see how to find it. Here it is. I think this is. Look at this dude. K-Power magazine. He's on the cover of it, looking all cool. In this magazine, there's a whole article about this show, including like a type-in program, so you can like pretend that you're talking to the Ralph computer. Let's see. Trigger warning. Serious about this. This is written in a different time. There are jokes about body size. There are gender stereotypes that we would never ever do anymore, and grave robbery. And people are mean to their siblings, and don't do any of these things. Now, before we start the thing, I'm gonna show you the introduction music thing to the show. It is 90 seconds. It feels like it's about 5 minutes. I promise you it's not. These kids are in junior high. All right, there we are. So our parts will be Richie, the leader of the crime-solving gang, played by Chris Torrance. Hamilton, one of the members of the gang, played by Matthew. Jeremy, played by Adrian. Alice, played by Ken Gagne. Mr. Osgood, the businessman, played by Ivan Drucker. Dr. Telwyn, played by Jason Scott. Gallagher, played by Brian Weiser. Cheryl, a bunch of people, including Cheryl and the nurse, played by Kate, and I am your narrator. Here we go with this experiment. Exterior day. A taxi pulls up to a building. A woman in a suit steps out and hurries in. A sign reads, Sunnyvale Convalescent Hospital, operated by NASCorp Medical Group. Inside the hospital, an elderly woman is unconscious in a hospital bed. The woman from the taxi stands by the bed, looking worriedly at the convalescing elderly woman. In the next room, Dr. Telwin, wearing a medical coat, and Osgood argue.
You didn't tell me there was a granddaughter. For God's sake, you said she was the sole surviving member of the family. You said no one would care when she dies.
I know what I said. Shirley Harrison has been missing for 30 years. How was I supposed to know she'd turn up out of nowhere?
What if she wants to move her? Do you have any idea what would happen to me if another doctor saw that medication schedule?
You can't let her leave the hospital. Get her and we'll admit her as a patient.
We'd be open to a malpractice suit.
For God's sakes, Calvin, you're worried about malpractice? What about murder?
Harrison is 94 years old and is very poor health.
It's still murder when you pull the plug on her. And as soon as she's dead, we can kill Shirley.
No, I will not do it.
You'll do it. You can't be accused of killing a person who's been dead for 30 years, now can you?
Dr. Telwin exits and enters the hospital room.
Your grandmother is twice the stamp. She's one of the favorites here at the hospital.
Dr. Telwin prepares a syringe. He and Shirley Harrison speak with no audio. Dr. Telwin stabs Shirley Harrison with a syringe. She makes a surprised, pained expression and slumps. Maybe she is dead, as Osgood secretly watches. Exterior day. It's a bright and sunny day in suburbia. 3 teenage boys ride their mountain bikes over grassy hills, smiling and laughing. They stop in a grassy glade overlooking a house. Suddenly, there's a small girl and a dog tagging along.
Richie!
Cheryl, go home.
Mom told me to come and play with you.
She did not.
Did too.
Okay, come with us. We're going to ride down Miss Harrison's driveway.
You know what old Miss Harrison does to little girls?
Everybody knows that. She eats them raw.
She does not. She cooks them first.
Well, come on, Cheryl. What are you waiting for?
The boys ride their bikes very quickly down the grassy path toward old Mrs. Harrison's house. Out of nowhere, a man in a hard hat grabs Richie as he rides by. His hat and jacket bear the NASCorp logo.
Hey, let me go. Let me go.
This is private property. You can't ride your bikes here. Mrs. Harrison doesn't live here anymore.
Since when?
Yeah, did she sell it?
None of your business. Now get the hell out of here, all of you, before I get my shotgun and shoot you for trespassing.
Little Cheryl hides and watches.
What a jerk.
Really?
The boys ride away.
I wonder what that was all about.
I'll bet I can get around him. Wait a minute, that's Cheryl's bike. Cheryl? Cheryl?
The boys see Cheryl and ride to her. She is watching the dog dig in the ground. The dog digs up a human skull. Cheryl lets out the longest, piercingest scream you have ever heard on television. The boys and Cheryl quickly ride home on their bikes.
Wait up, what are you guys so scared of?
I'm not scared. I want to call Gallagher before he leaves for work.
Great then, he can write a story called Unidentified Minor.
That's what he's got to do. It's not his fault.
Really? Why else would she leave?
Right, after they built all that junk they built everywhere, we'll use Ralph find out.
I wasn't scared either.
Yeah, then why did you scream?
You're supposed to scream when you see a dead person. Everybody knows that.
Sure.
Wait up. I want to see Ralph too.
The boys enter a room and slam the door. A sign on the door reads, "Cheryl, keep out."
Mom, we found a skeleton.
In the clubhouse, Richie starts flicking various switches on. Machines beep, devices hum, screens display unintelligible graphics. Richie flips through a box of floppy disks and selects one. The screen displays image recognition program, database search routine. The computer scans Richie's face.
Searching. Hello, Richie.
There's a glitch.
Search.
Richie replaces a cable and does some typing.
Searching. Hello, Jeremy. Searching. Hello, Apple.
The boys sit behind the keyboard and load telecommunications program. The screen reads, "What remote computer system would you like to access?" Richie types, "Los Angeles Gazette." Modem noises, more typing. Los Angeles Gazette, Los Angeles Gazette Central Processing and Data Retrieval System, authorized use only. He logs in, username, Gallagher, password, Kilroy, password verified. Interior, the Los Angeles Gazette office.
That kid is logged into the system again.
It's okay. I gave him a password he could use.
You think it's funny? Look what he's done to your story.
Gallagher's computer screen is filling with large text. "Gallagher, this is Kilroy, this is an emergency!"
Richie, I've got a deadline.
Exterior, back near old Mrs. Harrison's house. The hard hat wearing security man, Slade, sees the human skull in the ground.
Damn!
Slade picks up his enormous car telephone and calls Osgood.
Slade, this is the most important project I've ever managed, and you let some kid and a dog. Wait a minute, kids and a dog. This is better than what we had planned. It's more convincing, and we can move the timetable up. Kids and a dog. I love it.
Later, back outside old Mrs. Harrison's house, the complete skeleton has been carefully dug up by the coroner. She sings as she works.
Any idea what's going on here?
So far, she was female, older than 15, about 5'2", thin frame, maybe 95 pounds. She died at least 30 years ago.
30 years ago? Wait a minute. I did a story about 6 months ago on the Harrison family. They were some of the first settlers in the valley. You know who I bet this is? Shirley Harrison, old Mrs. Harrison's granddaughter. She disappeared in 1952. She was never found. I dug up an article on her in the morgue, in the files of the Gazette. This is terrific. Hey, Richie, I just might owe you one this time. Shirley Harrison, after all these years.
But what's she doing buried in the backyard?
Interior, unknown location. Shirley Harrison is alive but drugged and struggling to stay conscious. Young people bustle about a junior high school. The scene enters the library.
Hi.
Hi, Alice.
As he waves to Alice, Hamilton Parker bumps into Zach.
Great ham, poetry in motion.
Richie, Hamilton, and Jeremy are working at the computer.
Hi, what are you guys doing?
Nothing.
They are clearly not doing nothing. A city map is on the screen. Southern California title survey.
All right, here it is.
It didn't say that NASCAR bought the Harrison estate.
Because they didn't buy it. Look, there's been no change in ownership since 1903.
But they've got to have a building permit or something. What if we check the country computers?
Or NASCAR's computer.
Can I make a suggestion? If you want to know, why don't you just go ask somebody at NASCAR? You know, a real human being, face to face.
The boys look stunned at the idea of talking to an actual human face to face.
Yeah, we could do that.
The class bell rings, computer is turned off, the kids rush to their seats.
Hi, kids. Good morning.
You've been preparing for that all your life, haven't you, kid? Later, the bell rings and the kids bustle out of class. Alice walks to her bicycle and unlocks it. The boys approach and notice her. They have a quick, silent discussion about her.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Alice.
Hi, Ham.
We're going to do the what you suggested.
Great, good luck.
Well, I was wondering maybe you'd like to come with us.
Sure.
Oh, okay, that'd be great.
She agreed. Hamilton is flustered and falls off his bike.
Are you all right?
Yeah, oh, I'm okay.
Exterior, NASCAR headquarters. The boys and Alice ride up on their bikes. Richie reads a sign and map.
NASCAR Corporation.
Interior, Osgood's office. Osgood eagerly shows a scale model of a neighborhood to the 4 kids.
Harrison Hills will be a planned community, embracing the 3 pillars of human society: home, work, play. A community designed for maximum growth potential with minimum disruption of the natural environment.
He puts his arms around 2 of the children as he speaks, and it's actually pretty gross. To the side, Richie surreptitiously types on Osgood's computer.
We at NASCorp are people, and we always take the needs of the people as our first priority in any new development.
Richie attempts to log in with the password Kilroy, the legal password.
So, that about sums it up.
I still don't understand one thing. Does NASCorp own the Harrison estate?
Well, not exactly. Not yet. You see, Alma Harrison has been gravely ill for some time, and while she's been in the hospital, the taxes on the property have fallen into default. The state has a lien on it. I'm very sorry to say that she is not expected to live, and when she dies, the state will auction the property.
Auction it to NASCOR?
Yes, we expect to be the highest bidder. Yes, I have another appointment, if you will. Excuse me. Good luck on your civics project.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Now take care now.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Glad you came by. Good luck.
The kids exit.
Those are the same kids that found the bones.
Damn.
Osgood picks up the phone to talk to his secretary. Secretary says, "Yes, sir." I don't know. I'd be the secretary.
It's not me.
Oh,
You are
okay.
definitely the secretary.
Those filled out visitors cards.
Yes, sir.
Those filled out visitors cards, didn't they? Get them to last meet down at EDP. Have them run their names through the post computer.
Yes, Mr. Osgood.
This damn project's going to make me senior vice president, and nobody is going to get in its way. I want to know everything there is to know about them and their parents. Move!
Exterior, Richard talking on the phone at a phone booth.
That's right, Harrison. Okay, well, thanks very much.
Pan to Alice in a different phone booth.
Are you sure?
Pan to Jeremy in yet another phone booth. Jeremy?
Okay.
Jeremy finds her in the Sunnyvale Convalescent Hospital downtown. Exterior, outside that hospital, the gang gets off the city bus and enters the gate to the hospital. Yeah, Jeremy starts speaking French to Alice to impress her, and he says, "Après-vous, madame," and she's just like, anyway, okay. Interior, hospital reception desk. The kids talk to a receptionist.
I'm sorry. Mrs. Harrison is not allowed to have visitors.
Well, can we have our visitor cards back then?
I'm afraid not. Company policy.
3 large and imposing security men enter and loom over the kids. The kids leave. Exterior, the gang scuttles through bushes, then up a fire escape ladder.
Are you sure we want to do this? Guys, they could have her locked up in there.
Really? This place is creepy.
They make it into the building through a balcony and sneak around. They are almost spotted by a staff member. Alice exits a closet wearing a nurse's uniform.
Now, how are we going to find out what room she's in?
Harrison, I found her. 211.
The gang sneaks into room 211.
She doesn't look very old.
That can't be her.
Hi. Can I help you? What are you looking for?
Miss Harrison. Alma Harrison?
Oh, she's in 240, other hall. Come on. She's in a coma. I'm surprised they're still letting her have visitors.
How long has she been like that?
Nearly 6 months. Are you relatives?
No, not really. We just wanted to ask her a question.
Is there any chance at all she'll come out of this?
No.
The kids ride their bikes back to Richie's house. The boys run up the stairs, excluding Alice.
Hey, what's up there? Some kind of clubhouse?
Yeah.
No.
I've got to go anyway.
Well, wait. We didn't say you couldn't join the club
Well, are you asking me to?
Yeah.
if you pass the initiation.
Alice enters the clubhouse.
Initiation?
Interior, the dark computer clubhouse.
What's your name?
Alice,
What sex are you?
I'm a girl.
What sex are you?
Oh, it's a computer, isn't it? Female. Is that better?
What are your measurements?
Oh, come on!
Never mind, Ralph.
Thank you.
Look into my camera.
A thermal scan appears on the screen.
This is what you look like to me.
Ew, what is all that stuff?
It's Ralph. I built him.
You're a real computer nerd, aren't you?
Don't you know anything? I'm not a nerd. I'm a hacker. Pretty awesome, eh?
I guess. So am I in the club or not?
Well, you'll have to ask Ralph.
Ralph, can I join this stupid club?
Welcome to the club, Alice.
All right, hey, you're in. Great.
Congratulations. Ralph must really like you.
Elsewhere, someone is typing. Name, Alice Tyler. A screen full of information appears on screen. Interior, a bright, fancy mainframe computer at NASCorp. A technician in a lab coat carries a printout. Interior, Osgood's office.
What is it, Lazenby?
I don't know. Kate B. Lazenby.
Add my Lazenby?
Sure.
Oh, I thought you'd want to know those 4 names you had me check on.
What about them?
I did the system-wide cross-reference. They've shown up at the Sunnyvale Hospital asking to see one of the patients, an Alma Harrison.
That'll be all, Lazenby.
Yes, sir.
Osgood picks up the phone for his secretary.
Give me Dr. Telwind at Sunnyvale Hospital.
Interior night. Old Mrs. Harrison's hospital room. Machine goes beep, 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 beep. Nurses and a doctor rush in. She is dead.
Dun dun dun.
Elsewhere, Shirley Harrison startles awake from a deep sleep. She somehow knows that Mrs. Harrison is dead.
Was that in the script?
It was pretty obvious. She just startles awake.
You're just, okay, so, but that didn't actually right. She somehow knows.
No.
Okay. I'm
She
very
startles awake.
happy. My faith in
The
script
the
is
implication.
better.
Okay. Your faith in my writing can go down, but
There are no walls.
Jason, you're breaking my flow.
Yes.
interior, Gallagher's office. The gang is looking at the Los Angeles Gazette newspaper front page on a computer screen.
It's in the second section.
I know where it is.
There!
The computer screen reads, Alma Harrison, California pioneer, dies at age 94.
So? Who killed her?
So they could get her land from the state.
And build Harrison Hills.
Come on, kid. She was 94 years old. She could have died any time.
Yeah, but she died yesterday, right after we went to see her, and right on schedule. Gallagher, I know we sent you on a wild goose chase that one time, but this one's serious. There's a big story here.
You guys are on the wrong track. I just finished writing this for tomorrow's edition. Look,
Alice reads the obituary.
The remains of a young woman found earlier this week on the Harrison estate have been identified by the coroner's office as belonging to Shirley Harrison.
If you couldn't hear that, search of the dental records confirmed the identification. According to an official spokesman, Shirley Harrison apparently died in the hands of a brutal murderer in the early 1950s.
see? NASCorp didn't have to kill Alma to get her land. There were no surviving relatives anyway.
All right, tell me this. What would have happened if Miss Harrison had died and Shirley was still missing?
Well, the estate would have been held up in probate for 7 years.
Because that's how long it takes to declare someone legally dead, right? But if you find a skeleton, then they're dead right away.
What are you trying to suggest? That someone from NASCorp went out and found a skeleton that just happened to be the same size, height, sex, and age as Shirley Harrison? Who just happened to die about the same time Shirley disappeared? That's crazy.
dug up the grave, took the skeleton, and planted it on the estate.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's possible with that much money at stake.
How much money is a development like that worth to NASCOR?
It's worth millions. No, wait a minute. What about the dental records?
Well, they could have been switched easy.
Nah, forget it. You guys have been watching too much television. Out.
The kids leave the office.
What if we could prove it?
Could we prove it?
Well, if we found the grave they dug up and there was no body, all the county records are in the computer room. All we have to do is search the database for teenage girls dead around 1952, then just compare vital statistics until we found a match.
Could Ralph do that?
Yeah.
As they walk, Richie gets a soda from a vending machine by hitting it Fonzie style. Interior, night, Richie's computer room.
Richie,
Mom, you don't have to scare me.
sorry. Your sister and I were wondering if you were going to join us for dinner this evening.
I'm really kind of busy. Do I have to?
I guess not. Did you do your homework
Yeah.
and all your chores?
Yes, Mom.
She enters and drops a tray of food on the desk while he obliviously types on the computer. Then she kisses him on the head.
What was that for?
Punishment.
Mom, could you bring me something here to eat?
Richie, what do you think that is? Bye. See you sometime?
Next day, the gang of four ride their bikes and arrive back at the computer clubhouse. Richie turns on Ralph.
How many names do you think there are?
The computer screen reads,
Porter. She moved to Europe in 1965. She flew her directly from Paris. We checked the airline ticket. No one in Paris knew her under the name Harrison, and if that isn't enough for you, Shirley Harrison is legally and officially dead.
he holds a newspaper, the headline, Skeleton Identified as Missing Harrison Heir.
I can increase the dosage slowly. It'll take a few days, but at least there's not likely to be a problem with an autopsy.
There won't be an autopsy.
I don't like this. The old woman was dying anyway.
We're all dying, Telwyn. Some of us are just dying sooner than others.
Interior, the Parkers' living room. The gang is watching television. It's sudden death, and he makes it!
Yes, they pulled it out. You taking notes, Ham? Hey, Johnny, don't put food in your brother's hair.
I don't know who Johnny is. Why not? He'll probably wash it next month.
Is it all right if I spend the night at Richie's house?
Make sure you get your homework done. Yes, and honey, don't stay up too late, and don't let that Missy Adler...
I won't, Mom. Bye.
What the hell is this? Damn insurance company canceled our car insurance? Do you believe this? I've been with this company 15 years. Why are they canceling on us now?
He throws down the insurance letter from NASCORP. Interior, hospital, Dr. Telwyn and a nurse run up the stairs.
They were looking for Miss Harrison.
How did they get in?
I don't know. I just assumed a reception let them in.
How do they know what room she was in?
Oh, they didn't. They were at the other room when I found them.
What other room?
Shirley Harrison's room. It was a natural mistake. I hope I did the right thing. I hope I did.
The nurse exits.
What if they tell someone about Shirley Harrison? These kids could put us in prison for the rest of our lives.
They don't know they saw Shirley Harrison, and I've got plenty of ways to take care of those kids. Slade, we've got a problem.
Exterior, night. The gang rides their bikes to the graveyard.
Can you guys see okay?
Yeah, why? You all right out there?
Of course I am.
Could you two shut up and dig?
Good idea.
The boys dig. Alice holds the flashlight. The boys continue to dig. Pan to a sign, La Brea Cemetery, operated by Perpetual Care, a division of NASCOR. The cemetery gate squeaks. Jeremy's shovel hits something.
Oh, God.
The boys start digging with their hands. There was a noise.
What's that noise?
Do you see anything?
No.
Let's get the coffin open.
They begin to open the coffin. The tension mounts. Cheryl appears out of nowhere.
Boo! Scared ya, scared ya.
Cheryl,
I'm gonna kill you.
Richie chases after Cheryl, who runs away from him.
You come back here.
Help! Help!
Cheryl, when I get my hands on you.
You better not hurt me. I'm going to tell Mom everything.
He grabs her.
If you say anything to Mom, I'm gonna stuff you in this coffin and I'm gonna leave you there all night.
Coffin?
Oh God, let's open it.
They slowly open the coffin. Cheryl screams again for good measure. It is empty.
Let's call the police.
No, let's call Gallagher. Then we can call the police.
I want to go home.
Can you go to jail for grave robbing?
Wait a minute. If the bones we found aren't Shirley Harrison's, then what happened to Shirley Harrison?
Wow, if we could find her and let her know that what NASCorp is up to, she's the real owner of the land. She could stop them.
Yeah, I bet Gallagher could find her just like that.
I want to go home.
Look, we have to fill the grave back in. Why don't you take Cheryl home for me? Then tomorrow morning before school we'll meet, we'll call Gallagher and figure out what to do.
Okay.
I'll go to her. We'll look. They shouldn't be riding our bikes all alone at night.
My hero.
Hey Cheryl, don't say anything to Mom. Remember, you snuck out of the house and you're only 7 years old.
Richie and Jeremy refill the grave.
Wait a minute. Remember when we went to the hospital? We went to the wrong room. The name was Harrison, but the woman wasn't old enough. What if that was Shirley Harrison and they're going to kill her too?
A noise in the graveyard.
Hit that light, quick.
They extinguish the light. 2 men, Slade and a guard, approach.
Even more than when I called you.
The guard grabs both boys.
Should I call the police, Mr. Slade?
Nah, I'll take care of them. I just want you to fill in this grave. You kids make any trouble this time, you're going to get shot and killed.
The end. Interior, NASCorp office, storage room. The boys are tied up.
Cut them loose. All right, kids, why don't you tell me everything from the beginning? If you don't, you're going to be in more trouble than you've ever imagined.
Shut up.
Osgood and a guard leave. They walk and talk.
These rooms are soundproof. We'll keep them here a while. We've got a chemical dumping site in La Habra. We'll need a van to carry the bodies. These kids aren't ever going home again.
Back in the storage room, Richie, now free, opens a cabinet and finds computer equipment, globe keyboard and monitors and cables.
Local network. Is there a plug in this room? There is. Jeremy, hurry up. Come on, come on.
The boys unload a heavy computer from the cabinet and hook it up. NASCorp Electronic Data Processing Department, enter password now.
I know.
He types Kilroy, illegal password. Contact your department supervisor immediately.
Sure, I'll write a program that'll try every password until it finds one that works.
He types in a hex editor for 10 seconds. And then a program begins running. AAAAA, password rejected. AAAAB, rejected.
I don't know, it could take days.
Exterior, schoolyard, day.
Something's happened to them. I know it. We should have waited longer.
Look, if they're not there by the end of first period, we'll get help. Somebody's going to happen to us if we don't go in.
Back in the storage room, the boys watch the password program working. BBBNH, rejected. BBBHL, rejected. BBBOR, password accepted.
Maybe if I could screw up things enough, we can get out of here. Building maintenance, air conditioning, optimal temperature. How about 120?
Computer beeps.
Hey, the phone system's computerized. I'll set off the fire alarm and then the sprinkler system. We have to laugh maniacally.
Interior, NASCORP office. Steam starts shooting from the ceiling. Employees fan themselves. Osgood is on the phone.
Stop worrying about the autopsies, Tailwind. I'll take care of all 3 bodies. You just make sure Shirley's dead by the time I get there.
The phone system freaks out, buzzing and beeping and lights.
Hello? Hello?
The office is a madhouse now. Employees are half dressed from the heat and half deaf from the telephone cacophony.
Something's going on here.
The fire sprinklers activate. The madness in the office doubles. Employees scream and run around.
Don't let the tower get wet.
Osgood reaches his office. The scale model of the community is disintegrating under the rain of sprinkler water. Exterior, police and firefighter arrive in droves. They run in as employees flee the building.
Get out of my way! Move!
Osgood is running against the crowd, trying to get somewhere. He takes the elevator. It stops running. All the floor lights light up. An alarm rings. He picks up the elevator's emergency phone, but gets loud screeching.
Help!
The sprinkler activates in the elevator and rains on the trapped Osgood. Back in the storage room, Richie continues to work on a very wet computer. The boys yell over the noise.
What are you doing? I'm calling the hospital, see if it's the real Shirley Harrison. It is her. We've got to get to Sunnydale Hospital.
He continues to type. The wet computer explodes. The boys attempt to bust down the storage room door with a chair. Interior, Gallagher's office. He's trying to write when a message appears on his computer screen.
Damn it, Richie.
The message reads, "This is Kilroy. Shirley Harrison is alive. She's in room 211 at Sunnyvale Hospital. Meet us there. Hurry!"
Shirley Harrison is alive at Sunnydale Hospital?
He runs out of the office. Interior, school computer lab. All of the computer screens have the same message. Shirley Harrison is alive. She's in room 211 at Sunnyvale Hospital. Meet us there. Hurry!
Shirley Harrison at Sunnydale Hospital. Mr. Zachary.
Yes, what is it, Linda?
It's Richie? Nothing, sir.
We've got to do something fast.
My brother's got a car. I know where he keeps the spare key.
Can you drive it?
Sure.
Come on.
Exterior, parking lot. Alice and Hamilton run to the car to get in. Hamilton drives poorly.
Okay, let's go. God, this is crazy.
Hamilton drives very poorly.
I've never driven on the freeway before.
Hamilton drives very, very poorly.
Speed up, you're going too slow.
Interior, storage room. Richie and Jeremy continue to try to break down the storage room door. A guard runs in the hallway looking for trapped victims.
Anyone in there? Anyone in there? Anybody in there?
The guard unlocks the door, freeing the boys.
Stop them! Stop those kids! Stop! Wait!
Outdoor chase scene. Guard and Osgood trying to catch the boys.
Come on, I've got an idea.
The boys climb into a fire truck, turn on the water cannon, and spray Osgood and the guard with the fire hose, also destroying the giant NASCORP sign in the process.
We got them. I love it. That's all right. We did it. We're going to get out alive.
That acting was just about as good as on the actual show.
Yeah.
Interior, hospital. The receptionist lets Gallagher into room 211. It is empty.
There, are you satisfied?
Richie and Jeremy and Alice and Hamilton run in.
The patient in this room has been discharged. Now, if you don't move immediately, I'll call the police.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, nurse. What happened to the lady who was in this room?
Why, I just saw Dr. Telwin take her to physical therapy in the basement.
Discharged, huh?
In the basement, a swimming pool. In the basement, there's a swimming pool. Shirley Harrison slumped in a wheelchair, and Dr. Telwin moving toward her with a syringe. As he is about to stick her,
There she is.
He's going to drown her.
Stop him.
Dr. Telwin attempts to run, but Gallagher punches him. Telwin keeps running.
Get out.
Jeremy and Dr. Telwin tumble into the pool with a splash.
What's your name? Tell me your name.
Shirley Porter.
Shirley Harrison Porter? Harrison Porter?
Yes.
It is her. It's Shirley Harrison Gallagher. We found
Exterior, NASCORP office. Mr. Osgood and a guard are being led away in handcuffs by the police.
Mr. Osgood, my name is Gallagher with the Gazette. I understand you're going to be charged with murder. Any comments? Is it true that a group of junior high school students are responsible for exposing you, you pathetic person? What will this do to NASCORP's plans to develop Harrison Hills? Mr. Osgood, anyone else you want to exploit?
Gallagher takes a photo of Mr. Osgood being put into the police car.
Oh, kids.
Gallagher takes a photo of the gang smiling and laughing and celebrating. The photo later appears in the Los Angeles Gazette. NASCORP exec, 2 others indicted, charged with kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The end.
You've been watching another episode of Whiz Kids, Programs for Murder. This is brought to you by NASCORP. Car insurance to home, building, from cemeteries to hospitals. NASCORP. We're all dying anyway. Some of us sooner than others.
We're probably over time. I want to show you one other real quick thing. This is the Tennessean newspaper on October 2nd. They did an article about it. And let's talk about it. Mind you, these are high school age youngsters who get around their garden-like suburban neighborhood on bicycles. It looks innocent on the surface, but it is assuredly not Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. The children playing the Whiz Kids are blah, 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 blah. Even ignoring all the law-breaking going on, the Whiz Kids show is rife with uncomfortable premises. The youngsters have managed to befuddle and dominate their teachers at school. They also have an adult newspaper man on the string, serving as their record-searching gopher. The leader of the gang is a genius kid who created a cybernetic marvel, Ralph, in his attic. Ralph is a talking computer capable of linking up with any other computer in the country. As Richie sits mesmerized before Ralph, he is stripped of family relationships. He keeps throwing his kid sister out of the attic, and he allows his mother in only to his dinner on a tray. It's the sort of murder can be fun atmosphere with Sig Heil overtones. The kids are secure in the knowledge that everything will come out of their computers as their computers dictate. One of the desperate killers says, in defense of reducing patient numbers, we're all dying. Some of us are just dying sooner than others.
It's so true, though.
It's not wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Thank you.
They really like Whiz Kids. I mean, it is a period piece.
There are 17 more episodes, so we can do this for another 17 years.